Popping my melody, bobbing her head, she said it's a vibe. Grew up with silver spoons, I had to get her, I had to survive. Bro gon' shoot like a star, no need for a scope. Click on the flash, see the light. See me a chance and I take it. Rolling the dice, I just need luck all the time. I'ma go get it if I know it's mine. Spending the car, you waste my time.
Money and riches, KOTV. I need y'all to do me a favor before we start. Subscribe, you feel me? All of it helps.
All that. Stop watching the joint.
Show us the love. We need it all.
So while I watch the show, but you ain't subscribing, you wild and tap in, stop playing.
Feel me? Get hip.
Now we got one of the oldest, feel me, Piru members, original members in the building right now, man. Ayatollah Marv, thank you for blessing us.
Clap it up. Come on, we got an audience. Come on, y'all keep forgetting we have an audience. Come on. Show the love. Show the love. Show the love. Come on.
Most definitely, man. So I'm getting right into it. So I heard back in the day, like you was out there throwing cow manure, you know what I'm saying, lighting on fire and smacking white folks with it. Is that what you was doing? What was going on?
Well, we're famous. I'm from Elm Street. We're famous in Compton. We ran Freddy Krueger out of Compton.
Most definitely.
Nah, say that again.
We ran Freddy Krueger out of Compton. Peckerwood had to go.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
Okay.
And the city we grew up at 10 square miles, the most famous city in the world. You can't have a movie, you can't have comedy, you can't have shit going unless you say Compton, California. So we are a very prosperous city. We were the first black-run city west of the Mississippi's in 1970. So we've had 14 black mayors. We've had no progress, but we had 14 black mayors.
Hey, that counts for something.
Yeah.
That counts for something.
That count for shit. A slave is still a slave whether he's a free slave or not, right? So
true.
we talk about some independence. So that's we're in the process now of declaring our independence. You know.
Okay.
So the white folks did it against England because before the Democrats, before the Democrats and the Republicans, they were the Whig and the Federalist Party. And so one day they said, "Fuck England." They wasn't buying no more tea from. They had peyote and coffee, and so they had a thing called the Boston Tea Party.
Boston Tea Party,
And
yeah.
The Boston Tea Party made an independence from America and England. So before the Democrats and the Republicans were an organization, they were a gang too. So
That's a
Bloods, Pirus, Crips, it ain't been about, with Crips, it's less than 60 years. So if we kill each other for the next 300 years, we ain't killed as many Peckerwoods as they kill each other. They had a thing called the Crusades, and they killed each other for 300 years.
Yep.
So right now, we just doing target practice. When you learn who the real enemy is, we're going to be sharpshooters.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think, like, that having that black city, do you think that's possible again? To have, like, an all-black city like that?
Anything's possible. You know, all we got to do is get the mindset. You know, and with blacks, we're the only race of people that old heads criticize kids. Mexicans don't do it. They don't say nothing about Pablo. You dig what I'm saying?
Facts.
Them zipper heads, they don't do it. But you got these old coons talking about what a young black did. But what can he do when you ain't been around? We ain't left you shit. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So until, you know, I'm not against gangs. I'm pro gang. You know what I'm saying? Because if we keep them, how you that old and still a gang member? Well, shit, they got generals in the army that's 60, huh?
That's true.
He ain't got no 20-year-old general.
That is true.
He ain't gonna last long. So this is a business with me. You know what I'm saying? So right now I have a organization in Compton. It's called the Compton Commission.
Okay.
Our mayor in Compton won the vote with 1,400 votes. We got 46,000 registered registered voters in the city of Compton. Didn't but 1,400 people vote. So I got 20 Pirus and 20 Crips. Each of them get 50 people, and each of their 50 people get one person. That's 4,000 votes. We're gonna run the city in the next 3 years, or I'm going back to prison, whichever.
Well, that's not gonna happen. We don't need that. You feel me?
So yeah, that's we're just doing focusing in another direction, and that's the beauty of dealing with credible messengers. That we have like minds, and everybody brings something to the table. You know, Ruben came out to California and did his boxing. That's what put us on. And we come out and help him. We got some old heads right now telling the truth, because a lot of us are liars. You know, you get a 40, 50-year-old telling youngsters what he did in 79. He
did not do that.
All them murders you did, you still been in the penitentiary, partner. You ever said most of these dudes, you know, they was in the house when the street lights came on. Then they 60 telling a 16-year-old what happened. Yeah, it's
As
called
if he was
child molesting,
outside.
you know. So it's just the point is an organization. You know, I tell dudes in Compton, you know, Piru started in 1972. It's 2023. 51 years of gangbanging. Every rapper wanted, Chris Brown, they fuck off $20,000, $30,000 in a strip club. So you go tell you to run up, meet me at the park. Any 50-year-old man in the park is a pedophile. 12 years old's in the park. Meet me at a park. Nigga, we don't meet in the park.
Why would I be in the park?
Yeah. You know, motorcycle members, they got a clubhouse. The police got the police house. Even the Boy Scouts got a house. Well, the Piru's still out there. Ain't the one edifice in Compton that say a Piru building. We got 30 dudes smoking weed, drinking Hennessy every day. If 30 of them put $100 together, that's $3,000 a month. But we don't think collectively.
Yes.
You know, so I got to think for them.
So but my thing is, so why do you think, because this always baffled me, because you know what I'm saying, when we started, you know what I'm saying, getting involved in like the streets of Bang or whatever, we started like 12, 13, 14, and you know, for us, it was, we've seen it in our neighborhoods, like we've seen it in, you know what I'm saying, like for me, my uncles, cousins, they was already involved in it, you figure, do me, so that's kind of how we kind of, you know what I'm saying, took it on. Why do you got these grown men, they 30, 35, 20, whatever, and they just want to claim the set? Like, why, what, where's the disconnect in your
Especially
mind?
the rappers.
Especially rappers, you know what I'm saying? Where's the disconnect in your mind? Like, what's the psychology behind that? Because we go through a lot. Like, we done been through losses. I mean, people, family members not, you know what I'm saying, looking at us a certain way at the funeral, or type of real life pain. Why would you want to sit there and be a part of that?
But you have to understand, we're not financially astute. Your mother didn't give you $100,000 to fuck off when you was 18.
That's a
We
fact.
don't know financial literacy. You hear it, but how many of y'all really know how to put down on an apartment? Or what's the interest rate on buying a house? Or who do you finance your car from? Oh, my mama did it. You lying. I put it in my grandmama's name. So we get money and we throw it away.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So you got dudes that grew up good boys and become rappers. How in the fuck would I want to be hood with $1 million? Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Not like that, but you know, really like that. You know, when you
Nah, fuck you, but
you know. So I don't
see when I
take
see
nothing
it.
out of the hood. But you know, it's like a dude told me one day, like, "Hey Marv, I'm still in the trenches." The fuck I'm gonna be in a trench for? That's a hole in the ground. They got penthouses today. 2023, I'm in a trench. You're a retard. You know what I'm saying? Sounds good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
So
hilarious.
I'm just saying our terminology is so fucked up. And it's very few of us correct you on that shit.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I worked for Mike Tyson for 2 years. And I would tell him, man, Mike, that's dumb.
Really?
Why would you do some shit like that?
You tell Mike that?
Hell yeah.
What'd he say?
How you respond?
You take that back.
Yeah,
You take that
okay,
back.
Marv, you got a point. You can box, I got a gun now. So, you know,
It evens itself out.
I cheat, you know. So it's just people have you around. If you have a friend that don't correct you, he is not a friend.
Facts.
I'll let you walk around with a boogie in your nose, and then a bra tell you, you got a boogie, and I'm like, oh man, homie, I didn't want to tell you. You know, hater shit is that.
Yeah, that's corny. Yeah.
You dig what I'm
You
saying?
seen her walking towards
So
you, too.
you got these youngsters that's like, I'm hood. They got $1 million and they carrying a gun. You can hire me for $500. I'll carry that motherfucker.
Facts.
Why would you do that? Who raised you? I'm just saying. We don't have the insight. And y'all don't have elders to give you financial literacy.
That's a fact.
You let these Peckerwoods put you, they give $1 million to the March of Dimes or Jerry's kids. You don't give it to the hood.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So they have you in all these appropriations, go to Smith Barney. Nigga, fuck him. Somebody else, But they have our money, their money, because I keep mine. I don't have a bank account. I have a safe. Because whatever's in your safe, know this. When the police come, if they don't have a warrant for it, they got to give you the shit back. In the bank, it belongs to them. They'll come the night before, look at everything there and get a warrant for you and take all your shit. So your bank is not safe. Anything over $50, count it off as a loss. So we just have to learn financial literacy, really, what to do with our money and how to, they had some property 90 miles in Georgia, and it had a gas station, it had a train station and an opera house for $21 million. So that's a town. That's a making of a town. If 3 rappers got together and bought that place, they could do concerts for 3 years and build a whole community, huh?
Yeah.
We're the only ones that, when we lose something, we don't get it back. We haven't never replaced Black Wall Street. We haven't replaced Allensworth. We haven't replaced Rosewood. So we just lose it. And a man told me one time, he said that black people don't want to be free. We just want white people to like us.
Wow.
Crazy.
You dig what I'm saying? So as no matter what we do, as soon as we get some money, we get close to a crack as we can.
Damn, I do see that a lot. I see that a lot.
Yeah, a lot of us, like you said, a lot of us didn't grow up with any type of. We didn't see like.
You the first generation of millionaires. You're the first generation.
Yeah, trying. We working.
Working up there because we didn't, like you said, we didn't learn about stocks. Even if we knew about stocks, man, think about it. If
I'm learning.
My mother would have put a band or 2 bands in Amazon first drop. It's straight. I probably wouldn't have went to school.
No, you wouldn't have been straight. She'd have been straight. Yeah, I remember one time my uncle, he was a bank robber, right? That's where I get it from. And so they moved out of the projects and moved over on the west side, right? So I'm from Compton at the time. It was like country, we had horses and all this. So my cousin, we came over and he said, "Hey, Marv, man, we rich." My uncle came out and said, "Nah, nigga, I'm rich. You ain't got shit." He said, "Boy, just keep on hustling." So yeah, no, if your mama had it, she'd be rich. You'd still be a dependent. So now that you mentioned that, I would like to tell you that we have an organization called the Black Unicorn Factory. And the Black Unicorn Factory is, have you ever heard of unicorn stock? Unicorn stock is a stock that comes up. President Barack Obama in 2012 made a law called the Jobs Act. When Negroes hear jobs, we hide. Nigga don't want to work. But the Jobs Act is jumpstart small businesses. And it opened up the stock market. Like I told you before, in 1921, they burned up Black Wall Street. First time ever the Army bombed a city, a community. And in 1929, God burned them up, called the Great Depression. And Wall Street went broke. In 1933, Franklin Delaware Roosevelt gave a shot, he called it a shot in the arm to America. All black people know about the New Deal is Social Security. But he gave, in 1932, he gave Wall Street $2 billion to get them back on their feet.
To get them back
So Black Wall Street was terminated because they learned from Wall Street and invested in Wall Street, and black money turned over 19 times before white people got it back. And white America didn't want that to happen. It ain't happened now. We can get it, we gave it away.
Now it's like,
you know what I'm saying? So in 1933, they came up with the police called the SEC. So to keep blacks out of it, you had to make $250,000 a year, or be a millionaire, or a millionaire turn you on to stocks at Wall Street. So we ain't making $250,000 a year in 23. So in 33, them niggas was, a loaf of bread was a nickel, right? So Barack Obama said he was closing the wealth gap. He said he was bringing it in for the masses, not the 1%ers. So he dropped all the restrictions on the SEC. So now you can get stocks. So everybody, and when he made the law, he said, "Go tell my people." Right. So when the legislature wrote the law, they didn't say go tell niggas, they say tell minorities. So anything can be a minority.
Yeah.
You just not hearing about it from 2014.
Yeah.
So they were doing, it's called IPOs, small stocks. In 2016, they came up with unicorn stock. Unicorn stock is any stock that you invest in and you get 1,000 times your investment. Facebook is a unicorn stock. WhatsApp is a unicorn stock. And Grubhub is a unicorn stock.
Wow.
And they find 300 a year. My partner, Johnny Stewart from Cedar Street, he was in the federal penitentiary and he told me about this in 2012. And so I don't believe that shit. You know, I said, it goes on. So in 2020, he was released from prison. And he told me, he said, man, the hell with investing in unicorns, we're gonna build them.
Oh, wow.
In the first 4 months, from March 2020 to September 2020, he raised $420 million. And he gave each of us stock in his company. My company is Potts Grove Farms. I have a virtual cannabis business.
Oh, okay.
And we have, so if you had $1 million and you spent $1, you wouldn't be a millionaire, huh? But if you had 1 million people, they transfer stock all the time, right? So if you follow me, pottsgrovefarms.com, subscribe to my page, you'll get a stock in my company.
Oh, wow.
For no money.
Potts
Pottsgrove Farms.
PottsGroveFarms.com.
You'll get stock in my company under the Black Unicorn Factory. If you follow me for 1 year, you'll have $180,000 of stock in my company.
Really?
In 16 months, you can pull out your $180,000. If you go with me until I go to the stock market, in 2 years, you'll get $1,800,000. Now, last year, the cannabis business made $167 billion, right? By 2025, it's estimated that the cannabis business will make $960 billion. You know what 1% of $960 billion is? $9,600,000,000.
My goodness.
Now, we've been in the street. Melvin will tell you, if I don't make but 1% of something, nigga, I need a job.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make 1%. Just think when we make 3%. So in less than 3 years, in my company, you will be a millionaire, guaranteed.
Okay, so everyone who watches this should definitely invest, follow, definitely do that. Definitely do that. So
pottsgrovefarms.com.
I kind of
subscribe. Go to follow me for equity. Cut it in. Immediately when you tap in, you'll get stocks in the company.
I kind of got to take this. I kind of want to ask you something totally selfish, by the way. How do you get into that game? Because I've heard that they make it really hard to get into the marijuana business.
Well, see, I have a virtual cannabis business. I'm the Cisco and Ebert, just like you doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't sell a drop. All I do is analyze your cannabis.
Oh.
See, with my people, what I do with the cannabis business, I'm a cannabis analyst. We have one of the dispensaries is called Planet 13 in Las Vegas. It's called the Walmart of cannabis. In my business, if I go to Planet 13, when I get 50,000 subscribers, if I get 50,000 subscribers for a whole month to say thumbs down on Planet 13, it won't put them out of business, but it'll affect their business.
It'll hurt them.
So you know what they're gonna have to do with Potts Grove Farms? Either endorse me or get rid of me. I'm too hard to get rid of. So then they're gonna subscribe with me. So, you know, for the Super Bowl, a 30-second spot in the Super Bowl was $200 million for 30 seconds. What you think? Two minutes. Right.
Damn.
So we can start getting companies 50,000, 20,000. The cannabis business is a big business. You know, so it depends. The word of mouth is a motherfucker. Don't got to be the truth.
That's a fact.
Keep telling a lie over and over, people will believe it, huh?
Definitely.
So ours is whole conversation. I I'm in a position where I can deliver. I know a lot of growers, and I can get shit for the low. Anybody need anything, holler. You know
We'll be in
what I'm saying?
touch. We'll be in touch.
So yeah, this is we're empowering youth. We can talk about it, and that motherfucker don't want to hear nothing you saying if it's not financial.
Facts.
And we have to show you how, in financial literacy, how to get your money and keep your money. You know what I'm saying? So everything is tangible, because this is one of the watches that Melvin had. This is a Rolex. This is a Melvin Farmer.
Every time I see you come through the spot, drippy, man. And I heard you had the Ferraris on, you know what I'm saying?
I got the Ferraris,
man.
What? Puma family in here.
Yeah, the Puma,
Yeah,
Puma with the
You know what I'm saying? So my question is, even as far as being drippy, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure back in the day you was doing your thing, smooth criminal. So excuse me if I'm saying this wrong, the Lawrence family, did they, like, you know what I'm saying, influence you to be like drippy like that? You know what I mean? Like,
man, they all bank robbers. Yes, they have. I grew up worshiping this dude. You know, just like this guy, Mickey Blue. It was Mickey Blue. We used to go play football against him, and the first time I seen Mickey, he was like, he came out. He had a brand new Cadillac, suit on, and said, "Hey, y'all, come here." And so we came, and this is a replica of Mickey Blue. This is a silver dollar.
Oh wow, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So this is just, and he came out with a whole, like a pillowcase bag full of these, right? And just threw them on the ground, and like, here. And we was grabbing it, putting money in it, like, Mickey, your brother is rich as hell, right? So he goes, like, you want to see something? And he had a Cadillac at that time. It was big ass cars, right? And he had this suitcase, and it was all $100 bills.
Damn.
And we looked in there, man, I'm like, I had never seen a $100 bill before in my life, right? Some food stamps, probably, but not a $100 bill.
Yeah.
So he's like, damn, what the hell? So Miss Boyne like, Mickey, you don't be showing them boys that shit. Bring your ass in this house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Terry, what your brother do? He said, he robbed banks. I said, shit, I want to be a
I
bank
want to do that.
robber.
So
Yeah, well,
when you say bank robber,
bank robber.
what exactly do you mean? Because it's not like I know it's different than like what it is today. Like when you say bank robbery, like you
They
ever
was
seen
really-
Money Heist? Like
They
Netflix?
was really bank robbers. They would go in a bank, lay everybody down,
like the movies.
just like the movies.
Oh shit.
His brother Terry is the first black, one of the youngest. Him and Jerry Nelson, they robbed the first armored car truck in California. What? You understand me? His brother Dennis, he knocked off the Capital Bank. They was bank robbers. They was bank robbers.
That's
My mother said, if you do one thing better than anybody else, you're a success.
Yeah. You know what? My aunt used to say, if you're gonna be anything, you be the best you could be. Even if
best
you're a
you
bum,
can.
you be the best bum.
Yeah, do
For
that.
real. And I'm not. I'm just saying, if you just so happen to be that, just be the
There's
best.
some professional bums though.
nah, it
The
is.
best.
For
ones.
real.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the Bowen family, and they were instrumental in the things that we did.
Okay.
You know? So yeah,
All
shout
right.
out to
All right.
Big
So
Mick.
I got a few more. So at what point, right? Because obviously you banging, but then you getting older. At what point did something?
Well, let me say this:
flip?
I was never a gang banger.
Okay.
I've never went in no neighborhood. All of my IBs is Peckerwoods and Mexicans. I never done nothing to a black that
Okay.
didn't have it coming. And so I ain't never said I didn't do nothing. But it didn't have it coming. So this is technically right. So I'm a gang member, and I'm an associate because my philosophy in life is keeping the crime rate up. Everything we do, mostly in Compton, at one time we do corporates. I've never broken anybody's house.
Okay,
I've never
okay.
stolen a car that wasn't out of the car lot. Well, I'm gonna steal your old ass car, and the lot got a whole brand new car. That's what
You can't steal the Buick, you know what I'm saying? The Mercedes is right there.
yeah, right there. You know, right, from Melvin Farmer's famous word, that's gang goofy.
Okay. All right. So, is there a difference between Bloods and Pirus?
Yes, a major difference.
What is the difference?
Bloods rule the streets of L.A., Power rules the world.
Okay.
That was tough. I like it.
That's a good answer. I guess we got to go with that one.
We got Pirus in almost every city, but we don't have any Bloods in Compton.
Okay. All right.
Not that we won't let them, but we don't have no Bloods. It's just Crips and Pirus.
All right. Cool.
Now,
Go ahead. Go for it.
So one thing I don't understand is why is it so hard for us? You know what I'm saying? Even you know what I'm saying as Crips, Bloods, Pirus. Why is it so hard for us?
Mike.
Oh, my bad, y'all. My thing is as far as Crips, Bloods, Pirus go, why is it so hard for us to, you know what I'm saying, to come together and unify, you know what I'm saying, on one front? And I don't mean like everybody, but even within amongst ourselves, because like you said, Crips kill Crips now, Bloods kill Bloods, Pirus kill Pirus. What is it going to take for us to, at least in our perspective, like, you know what I'm saying, situations, at least come together right there? Because I know you've been here since the beginning, so I know you seeing Pirus killing Pirus. It's like, yo, what's the, like, how?
When it started, everybody knew where you buried the dog in the backyard. We were all a family. Now you got dudes coming from Victorville and committing crimes in your neighborhood and going back to their safe havens. So now it's not, we had, Piru love, homie love. We didn't beat each other up. Yeah. We were protecting ourselves from other folks. Now you got people that come in that really don't even like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with the media, you've gained so much popularity that everybody, I remember when I got out of prison, Game had Black Wall, he started Cedar Block. Now, it was all the 7 Cedar blocks until Game came. Then when Game came, it was 30,000. And to see dude from the Nickerson Gardens, everybody claiming Cedar block. Where these criminals come from? You know what I'm saying? So with notoriety, you start increasing. And these people that you don't know anything about start claiming what they haven't earned the right to claim. You got people that claim never lived on the block.
Yeah.
Never stayed there at all, never have any true association. Like I say, meet me at the park.
Yeah.
Man,
nobody do that.
You don't know where their house is. So the creation of becoming so collective, and then we have all this media cancer on who we are, and what white America dictates our scenario. Like we were talking about earlier, the podcast. It's not that if it was a detriment to them, white America wouldn't allow it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You don't hear Clubhouse, Mexican Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear Korean Clubhouse or these wild podcasts. Well, I don't speak Korean. I don't know what the fuck they say. So I'm just saying this, but it don't sound like it to me. You know what I'm saying? They do their History Channel. They do this. They elevate. We use our terminologies to cut each other down. Like, fuck you, I don't give a fuck about him, I know one time a youngster told me, like, man, Marv, if it ain't the faux line, it ain't no line. Nigga, they didn't call that faux line, nigga, it's Piru. Yeah. Hell, there ain't no such thing as no faux line. Nigga. I don't give a fuck about cedars, I don't give a fuck. So you just say you don't give a fuck about Pirus.
They don't even realize what they be saying for real.
In Fruit Town, it ain't but one Fruit Town. The 500 block, the 600 block, 2100 block. Now niggas is blocking off. But in all these blocks, they don't own houses. Meet me at the park. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's another situation we have, and we just got to start cutting shit down.
Okay.
So
all right.
everybody, it's not for everybody. And biblically, it was a guy called Gideon, right? And Gideon was in the Bible, and he was supposed to go get with the giants. And when he came to God, he had 10,000 men. And God told him, you got too many.
Yeah.
So what the fuck you mean? 5,000 of them motherfuckers ran off. The fuck they at? He said, well, man, God, he said, you still got too many. And he run them, and he got down to 2,500. And God said, walk them 40 days, and then let them go drink in the pond. And everybody that went drink in the pond and jumped in there, it wasn't but 300 of them that stood on one knee and looked around. And he said, those your men right there. And he like, with 300? It ain't your number, it's your heart. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The faithful. And they went in and they conquered the giants. And them 5,000, they went in that ratted on them, told them that the man Gideon them is coming. And when they got there, they like, man, we was waiting on you. And Gideon killed they bitch ass.
Get him out of there.
I had to get him out of there.
Yeah.
So it ain't for success is not for everybody. And if you're busy looking back trying to get your homeboy, you won't be successful.
Word. Okay.
If he ain't right there with you, fuck him. Not like that, but like that.
Hear that?
No.
You hear that?
I know what you mean.
Oh.
But y'all right on side by
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. But I got 2 more questions and then we can head out here. But I need you to talk to me about your boxing tour real quick.
Huh?
The boxing tour.
Our boxing tour?
Yes.
Well, I'm the manager, I'm the PR, and I'm the financial secretary.
Oh, okay.
So I told you I got a gun. I don't box. That's what Ruben does.
Okay,
You understand
okay.
me? So I am a part of this, but they just use me for like a poster boy.
Okay. The pretty boy on the poster. Okay.
I didn't say pretty, bro. I said a poster boy.
All right, got you. Poster boy.
We just talked about that. See, my mother told me a long time ago, you're not the best looking dude, so you need to dress up. So I keep the bling. You really can't see me. You can't see me, right?
Behind the rollie, you see it.
So shit, you know.
Okay.
So Ruben sends me in first, right? Marv, you get him, you know, like they think we got something, you know.
Yeah.
Then he come in and bully him, you know what I'm saying? And we get the job done. But I'm just happy to be with them, you know. And you know, it's a good cause, and it's building up, and we can interact with youth on a real level, you know, not just dictating to them. Because sometimes you know how I went to prison. I was in juvenile hall. I was about 10 years old, right? And so y'all probably heard of Scared Straight. We had prison preventers, right? And so these 3 dudes came in juvenile hall. We was in TMV juvenile hall, right? And the dudes came in, and it was one Fletcher was a white boy that's Mexican, and this one bug-eyed Billy Jackson. Billy Jackson says, yeah, man, I started off right where y'all was. You little motherfuckers. I'm doing this. I went to camp. I went to YA. I'm in San Quentin. If you motherfuckers came to San Quentin, somebody fuck you in your ass, and they be fucking around, and you be doing somebody's laundry. And I was like, shit, I'm scared to death. That day. Then I started thinking, well, shit, what the hell he did that I couldn't do?
Yeah.
And so I caught a case in youth authority 6 years later, and I got to San Quentin. And I'm like, where Billy Jackson at? He said, Billy Jackson. He said, Billy Jackson. He said, you know Billy? I said, I need to see Billy. I just come to the yard. I said, Young Marv. At the time, I was Young Marv. Like, I'm old man now. So we was on the lower yard. I said, bro, you remember me? He like, no, bro. I said, well, I just came here to find out something. He said, what you coming to? I said, do you remember being in juvenile hall? I just want to know who fucked you in your ass. He like, oh man, they just said, everybody ain't scared straight.
Yeah.
Sometimes y'all take this shit as a challenge. Going to prison is like flunking the 3rd grade. You got a do-over.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier. A testimony to me is a dude that been in the street, been here all his life, ain't never ratted on nobody, and they never went to jail. That's a testimony. 25 years in prison, that's like retarded. That's like being in the park. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's, you have to, and right now, y'all's mind ain't for that. I can't scare a kid into doing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell him, man, you can't be like me. Well, who are you, old man?
Facts, definitely.
I don't know if it's music or, like I said, social media, and even it brings me back to that. Speaking of God, do you think it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on right now? Do you think that's because like you said, one thing I heard you say is we've had a gang since Cain killed Abel. You big deal. So do you think it's still some of that spiritual ancestral things that we're dealing with?
Oh yes, most definitely. I mean, this is the end of the world. You know, I'm with the Nation of Islam, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Everything he said in the '60s is happening. It's evident. You know, this man passed in 1975, and since 1933, he said in every statement that he made, if you can say one word that I said is a lie, not a sentence, not a paragraph, one word that you say I'm a lie, you can take my head and $10,000 out of my followers' vest pocket. Now, that's a hell of a challenge.
Hell yeah.
Now, if you don't want to kill me, at least you're going to say, because people tell me I lie all the time, but I do. You know what I'm saying? So what's the use in the truth if you don't tell a lie sometimes? Just keeps everybody on their toes. You dig what I'm saying? So with all these astute white people, he left in natural causes, and nobody ever said he was a lie. They said, oh, he's a white hater. Well, shit, everybody ought to be white haters. Shit, these motherfuckers didn't. Do you realize how stupid? We've been in every war in America for 600 years. Shed blood, lost lives, and out of 51 states, we ain't got one nigga state. That's bad economics.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So we in the army going and fighting in the wars. You come back, you can't. How can you have a homeless vet?
Yeah, that's crazy.
How in the fuck he done fought for you for 4 years? He can't get a house. But that's America.
That's a fact.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So until we become collective and start understanding what our power is, and our power is in our youth, and that's why white America keep us confused.
Facts. For
You know
sure,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. But hold on, I got one more question because our battery's dying. We gotta get up out of here soon. So, what's any advice that you would give any young kids coming up? Maybe that's in the streets, or maybe somebody like us that's trying on our grind, trying to come up.
Yeah, because you've been in all type of stuff with Mike Tyson and set it off. I heard you've been around, so
Yeah,
Cause I'm trying to get a Rolex, and I'm trying to be able to pass out Rolexes. Come on.
the only my testimony to tell anybody is your determination. I mean, right now you have to put an emphasis on what you want your life to grow up. Okay. We just did a speaking engagement to some children earlier today, and who grows up say, when I grow up, I want to be a crackhead. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
I want to be homeless. Nobody has those dreams at 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But you're smoking blunts today, and that blunt, your mom died. You lose the house. Your girl kick you out. Now that blunt becomes some crack, and next thing you know, your 20s then went to your 40s. And it says the same thing you're doing at 40, you'll be doing the rest of your life. At 40, you get older.
Yeah.
You get scarier.
It become harder to change
You don't take
patterns.
them chances. So it says at 40, you'll be doing the same thing the rest of your life. When I was 40 in prison, a man told me that when I was 16, didn't pay no attention to it. And at 40, when I seen dudes with life sentence in San Quentin, it's called West Block, Citizens Row. These dudes done 40, 50. How you gonna come out at 75 years old? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, Elms Hall, they ain't got nothing to come home for. Mr. Jefferson, Death Row Jess, that started the SLA, he told me, this is 74, he told me his mother died in 1950. The last time he heard from a sister was all we have is this, he left Cottonwood Road in Bakersfield on his way to Hollywood and killed 2 men, never made it to Hollywood.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So his whole life was in, he said they didn't believe I would kill. He had 9 institution murders. He stabbed the warden, Paul Nelson, with a number 2 pencil.
What the fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So, but he told me, he said, man, you got a mama that comes and visits you. Get your ass out of prison. He said, ain't but 2 things that y'all killing for in this prison. Homosexuals and dope. I don't use dope and I don't mess with homosexuals. What is you killing for? It was just for the sport. You know what I'm saying? So you have to realize right now you have to make it. They say for every great thing, there's a supreme sacrifice. And if you don't sacrifice nothing, you won't get nothing. So we think, you youngsters think you can have it all right now. I was just telling Goddess, my 13-year-old daughter, just sent me a picture and told me, Dad, I'm buying King these tennis shoes for his birthday. His birthday is in August. Okay. Right? Okay. She 13. So girl got game. So I'm saying, what are those? She's some Deodoras. I don't know what the fuck the name of the shoes was. Yeah. And then she sent me a screenshot of this nigga turning 10, and you gonna buy him some $300 tennis shoes, and you ain't got a job, so Marv gonna buy these tennis shoes. Yeah. So right now, we do wrong things with our money. You pay $250 for tennis shoes and you ain't got a car.
Yeah.
Man, that's dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Very dumb.
My name brand, you ain't got no transportation.
Yeah. So we have to start being more economic and looking at long range goals. But people got to teach us what real financial literacy is about.
For sure.
What we have to do with stocks, how we have to conglomerate and pool our money, not just for dope, for property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If we all just got together and bought a unit of apartments, it would pay for itself. Just simple things. It ain't big.
All right. Okay. All right. So I do want to say thank you for coming.
Man, for sure.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
And hold on, before we leave, what would you bring to a zombie apocalypse? I gotta know. I just want to know if you had a zombie apocalypse, what would you bring to the table? What would you bring to the table?
What would I bring to the table?
Yeah.
What's a zombie apocalypse?
Apocalypse.
Basically, like, listen, zombies, they eat people. You figure them, they eat humans, and basically, it's a virus going around and it's spreading fast.
Okay.
So you gotta take. Let's say you in a room right now. It's about 7, 8 around. You know what I'm saying? It's getting real John Wicky.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? Like, what type of weapon do you need? Like, you bringing a sword? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't bringing shit. You know the old saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. If it's 5 zombies, I'm 6.
Yo.
Yo,
that's crazy, yo. KOTV, man. Subscribe, man. We out of here.